What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and this time we're having a look at another one of the New Year's legends, of course, being Whitebeard and Ace. So I probably will make like multiple videos with these guys in like various pieces of content, just kind of use them. And in this video, we're going to be using Ace and Whitebeard as the captain up against the Revolutionary Army number 2 Garb challenge. I really like running this one because like it's not like super annoying to build for, but there are still a lot of gimmicks you do have to get around. So it's like semi-difficult, but having a look at what we have here, we are going to be using some of these Whitebeard pirates and like really trying to utilize some of these abilities that Whitebeard and Ace have in their captain ability. A little bit of a refresher in terms of like why this is important. When you have Whitebeard pirate commanders on your crew and you activate their special abilities, you will get additional bonus effects to your crew. And I'll put it up on the side of the screen so you guys can actually see exactly what we're talking about here. But this particular ability is very intriguing, something that we haven't seen exactly in this game before. So it is interesting, and hopefully we get more abilities like this because it's just very fascinating. The only thing that I will say is that the fact that that information is not in-game itself is just a really big issue. Like, honestly, like, why do we need third-party resources outside of the game to understand what a character is doing? Not really a big fan of that at all. They should probably fix that in some way, shape, or form. But what we have here is we've got a lot of different abilities, of course. So in this specific team, what we're looking at, we do have Marco's special ability, which is going to give us tap tumbling bonus damage for 5 turns, and it also activates a 100% HP guard. So this is something to look forward to in the future. If you ever have to, you know, apply an HP guard, get around a pain debuff, if you really want to fully abuse your Rush Sugo special, Marco is going to be a really good character to use to activate that HP guard against, you know, your opponent, so that you are not taking burn damage, pain damage, etc. Now, in terms of the other characters on this team, we have Atmos. So Atmos is really nice because of his double special launch, being able to remove Bind and Despair. And then when Atmos uses his special, we do have the Whitey base support to remove a further couple of turns of Bind and Despair, so that we don't have to like use the double special on this stage and we can save it for a little bit later. But in terms of what Atmos is doing, he actually removes 6 turns of enemies' Rainbow Shield, and then also gives us a 1000 base attack boost for 1 turn. Unfortunately, in this use case here, because our captains were binded when we launched the special of Atmos, even though Atmos had to use a support in order to get rid of the bind, unfortunately that kind of effect didn't activate here, so that is a little bit of a shame, but yeah, either way, it is what it is. And then we do have Jozu. Jozu, we used him a little bit early. We actually used Jozu quite a lot because he does have a stage 1 special that can charge really quickly, and Jozu's really good with this because what it will do is it gives you a 150% attack boost based on the damage reduction that's applied to your crew. And that's so good for Jozu because with Jozu's most recent buff, his special now will be a 95% damage reduction. So that's a fantastic attack bonus that you can get for free just by activating Jozu. And Jozu not only does like the ability of massive damage reduction, he gives your powerhouse and fighter characters minus 2 turns of cooldown. He also gives the ability to remove, I think it's attack down and despair, I want to say. So he just removes like a bunch of debuffs, cooldown reduction, and then with Whitebeard and Ace as your captain, you get a damage reduction based attack boost. So great combination here. I do think this Jozu is like one of the big winners out of this entire upgrade batch here for the Whitebeard pirates. Just a really good addition to be using under Ace and Whitebeard. So yeah, moving forward from that, in terms of the other characters that we have on this team, I mean, we've got this Sanji. This Sanji's like a really clutch character up against the Morley stage that you're seeing right here. Being able to remove all of those key defensive effects and resilience by 5 turns is really, really big. And it's actually kind of crazy. I was expecting to almost use my Whitebeard and Ace special on this stage, but I decided against it. I thought that I may actually have enough damage to get through it, and surprise, I actually did. So that's kind of wild that that was able to actually occur. One thing to note though, in terms of the captain ability is of Ace and Whitebeard. Whitebeard only gets the massive attack boost if you're at full HP or if you're below 25%. However, Ace is a little bit different, where Ace's maximum damage actually will be applied if you have a matching slot. So if you are looking to do more damage, if you're not at those HP thresholds, Ace is going to be the way to go. Another thing that's kind of noteworthy about Ace and Whitebeard specifically is the fact that they don't actually combine into their dual form when they are using their special. They only combine into their dual form when you activate their super switch. This is the first dual unit in the game that actually does this, so be very careful about it. You actually need to get their super switch in order to get that buffed captain effect. So due to that reason, I do feel like Ace and Whitebeard most of the time are probably going to be relegated to being crewmates, because having to get the buffed captain by using their super switch is kind of annoying, outside of like Kizuna Clash, for example, where you are given all of your special charges at the start of the quest. However, you can do a really cool combo, what we're doing here with the friend captain of the INT 10th anniversary Luffy. This Luffy is fighter and powerhouse focused, and his captain ability is really interesting, where it actually gives your crew -3 to their versus gauge and their super switch gauge, I believe. I know it's the switch gauge. I can't remember if it's the versus gauge as well. But that's fantastic that you can use this combo. Luffy is a great unit to be using with this Whitebeard and Ace, and then being able to make it so that you don't have to use as many switches to get access to their super switch is a really big deal. So definitely shout out to this Luffy for being an absolute homie, helping out with a lot of stuff. But I do kind of screw up a little bit on this stage. I really could have gone through this a lot faster. I definitely could have just used the Luffy special and just kill, and then I have the Sanji special and then the Whitebeard special to give enough damage on the final stage. But either way, this team actually worked relatively well. This was the first team I built for this, and I was expecting it to lose somewhere along the line, especially a little bit earlier against the Sabo and Koala stage, where I had no matching slots except for like one matching slot that appeared. So I guess in hindsight, probably could do a little bit better in terms of the team build. The ship that I'm using as well is the Maxed Moby Dick ship. It does provide HP guard of 70% threshold when you use the ship special, and you can get it maxed if Whitebeard starts as your captain, which is what I did in this content. However, HP guard isn't really needed for a lot of the older content, because you're not really going to be coming up against too much burn or really bad burns, and like pain debuff didn't really exist. So unless if you really want to abuse your Rush Sugo special to a higher degree, then at that point, yeah, the HP guard is probably going to be good. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up from me for this video in regards to Ace and Whitebeard. I do want to cover them in more pieces of content, in various arrays of different things, but so far I'm actually kind of impressed with Ace and Whitebeard. I think they've got a really good set of skills. They've got a lot of different abilities, which of course we'll further discuss in future videos. But hopefully you enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
俺は行けと言ったはずだぜ。バカ言ってんじゃねえよ。